Can Christians have demons? You know, this subject has been debated by a lot of theologians throughout the years. I think some of the problem deals with the Greek word for demon possess. The word possess implies complete ownership. And for Christians, we already know God owns us. So in that sense, no, demons cannot be possessed. But the Greek word is demonization. And according to Greek scholars, it simply means to be vexated, tormented, oppressed by demons. And yes, Christians can be demonized. Now, they shouldn't, but it can happen. Now, there are two reasons why I've noticed Christians can be demonized. In Romans chapter 12, verse 1, Paul says, present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God, which is your spiritual act of worship. And then he says, and renew your mind so that you may be able to approve God's will. Now, here's the thing. We Christians, and in fact, every human being, we're made up of three parts: spirit, soul, and body. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 23, Paul says, may your whole spirit, soul, and body be kept blameless at the coming of our Lord. You see, when you were saved, your spirit was reborn. Or as Ezekiel and Jeremiah says, God's going to take out of us the heart of stone and put a heart of flesh. So the part of us that was reborn was our spirit man, not the body, not the mind. This is why Paul writes that the believer has to do two things. He has to submit his body as a sacrifice. He has to put under the works of the flesh, like sexual immorality, drug use, too much drinking, gluttony, things of the flesh. But when a believer yields himself to the things of the flesh, he opens himself up to demons. It's like an open door. So if you as a believer are not submitting your flesh to God, then you can open yourself up to demonization. But the second thing Paul says is you have to renew your mind. So the battlefield is in the mind. So if the believer is believing lies from the devil, he's opening the door to demonization. Those lies can come in many different forms. You can have the devil lie to you saying you have every right to be angry and resentful toward that person. Yet God says, forgive people. But when you allow resentment to stay in you, you open your mind to demonization. The devil can start working in you. Even Paul writes in 1 Timothy 4, he says, many shall abandon the faith and follow deceiving spirits. Now think about it. They were once part of the faith. Otherwise, how can they abandon something that we're not part of?